There she is.
Right.
Okay, Lena, we're ready for the roll call.
Councilmember Argumedo,
Here.
Councilmember Mendoza,
Present.
Councilmember Sawyer, Mayor Pro Tem Border, and Mayor Altamirano.
Here. Okay, we'll go ahead and open up public comment. Is there any public comments for closed session?
No public comment for closed session. I have public comment for regular city council meeting.
Okay, can you please go over the agenda for closed session?
Item number 1, conference with legal counsel regarding anticipated potential litigation, 1 matter. Item number 2, existing litigation, 1 case, Coalition for Responsible Equitable Economic Development Los Angeles versus the City of Commerce. Item number 3, existing litigation, 1 case, East Yard Communities for Environmental Justice versus the City of Commerce. Item number 4, the City Council will confer with its real property negotiator with respect to real estate negotiations with Craig Realty. Also B, Washington Commerce LLC. C, APN numbers for properties located on 7155 East Gage Avenue and 71665 and 69 East Gage Avenue. D, 5519 Gilson side. E, 2143 Atlantic side. F, 555 Harbor Street, Commerce, California, and Eastern Avenue property. G, 5625 Gilson Street, Commerce, and H, 555 Commerce, California. Item number 5, existing litigation. Pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.91 case, Harry Reisman and Betty Reisman versus City of Commerce. Item number 6, 1 case, existing litigation, Morley Jasmine and Catherine Jasmine versus the City of Commerce.
Got it. Okay, we're now recessed to closed session. I'll see you guys on the other link. I got a message that there's a quorum or who?
There it is. Hold on a second. I believe that Councilmember Mendoza is not with us.
Okay.
We're missing two, Mr. Mayor, but it looks like you do have quorum. You have myself, Soria, and Argumedo.
Right.
Do we have a time frame on their other two?
You broke up, Councilmember Story. You said we have a time frame?
I said, do we have a time of arrival for our other two colleagues?
I don't know if we're going to have Mayor Pro Tem show up. I'm not too sure about.
Yeah, that's correct. I believe she's had a family emergency, and she's dealing with that, from
That's
my
correct.
understanding.
Okay. We'll wait for Councilmember Mendoza to show up.
Follow up. Yeah, I'll text him.
We're gonna start in 2 minutes.
Let me check.
Because the way I'm going to move forward with this agenda right now is going to do the appearances and presentations. Then I'm going to do the state of the city update here. Then I'm going to open up public comment. I have a resident that showed up to my home that wants to give a public comment here, and then I'm going to then go to the reorg, and then from there we can move forward with the entire agenda tonight.
Mayor,
Yes.
you know what? With all due respect to our vice mayor, I think that considering the situation she's in now, we should probably just table the reorganization to the next meeting. I don't believe there's much. I don't think we have an urgency on the issue. Maybe we can just table it for the next meeting, just to
Okay.
give her an opportunity to be here for that.
Got it.
Yeah, if there's no objection, I mean, that's what I think would probably be more appropriate, just to give her an opportunity to be here for that.
Okay. We can.
Not to interrupt, but we should probably convene the meeting first, do a roll call, and then jump into housekeeping and items.
Okay. Did we get a message from Councilmember Mendoza?
Nothing. Let me see. Wait.
He's here.
Hold on. Let me admit him.
Okay, let me start the meeting then. Let us have a roll call, please. And Lena, you're on mute.
Would we do the oral announcement from the closed session first?
Yes, my apologies. Can we please have our legal counsel report out?
Yes, thank you, Mayor, members of the council. At 5:06 PM, we convened into closed session. Closed session discussions commenced at 5:14 PM. The following council members were present via video conference. Councilmember Hugo Rumedo, Councilmember John Soria, and Mayor Ivan Altamirano. Also present in closed session were City Manager Edgar Cisneros, Assistant City Manager Vilko Domich, Economic Development Director Jose Jimenez, as well as Public Works Director Daniel Hernandez and Senior Associate Mark Murray. We commenced discussing agenda item number 1 with Daniel Hernandez and Mr. Murray providing an update and briefing to members of the council. Councilmember Mendoza did join closed session discussions at 5:16 PM. An update and briefing was provided to all members of the council. Direction was provided to staff and legal. No final action was taken, nothing further to report. Mr. Hernandez and Mr. Murray exited closed sessions at 5:34 PM. As to items 2 and 3, legal counsel provided a briefing and an update to members of the council, as well as item 4A. As to items 2, 3, and item 4A, I'd like to bring to your attention that item number 18 in the open session regular council meeting is the subject matter of these closed session agenda items. As to item 4B, Mr. Jimenez provided an update to members of the council. No final action was taken, nothing further to report. As to item C, Mr. Jimenez and Mr. Cisneros provided an update and briefing to members of the council. By consensus, direction was provided to staff. No final action was taken, nothing further to report. As to item number D, Mr. Domich and Mr. Cisneros provided an update to members of the council. Consensus was provided to staff to provide further direction. No final action was taken, nothing further to report. As to item E, Mr. Jimenez provided a briefing and update to members of the council. Council did provide further direction to staff. No final action was taken, nothing further to report. Items 4F, 4G, and 4H were not discussed, therefore those items are taken off calendar. As to items 5 and 6, Mr. Domich provided an update and briefing to members of the council. No final action was taken, nothing further to report. Closed session discussions concluded at 6:02 PM, and that concludes my report.
Thank you. Okay. Can we have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Guimedo,
Here.
Councilmember Mendoza,
Present.
Councilmember Soria,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Riboyer, absent, and Mayor Altamirano.
Here.
I believe,
I'm
wait, she is here.
Here?
Yes,
Okay.
she is. She told me she has spotty reception, so hopefully she has an integrity during the entire meeting.
Oh, okay. And I don't think she's actually on yet, correct?
No, I have her as a participant, but she just may be via phone. So hopefully,
She's connected via phone.
yeah. So hopefully she's allowed to communicate.
Okay. Can you check to see if she's live?
Let me.
She sent me a text message saying that she is on.
Okay. So, argument,
Hello, can you hear me?
There she is.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, I'm here. Sorry, I'm in a really spotty area, but I will do my best to be here. Thank you. Thank you for your patience, everyone.
Okay, I know, I think she's going through a difficult time right now, and going back to Hugo Argumento, the council member's comment, what did you want to do? Did you want to table the item, or you wanted to move forward?
Well, you know what? Since she's on the line, let's ask her. Out of courtesy, Vice Mayor Rebollo, I was thinking that maybe we can table the item to the next meeting to give you the opportunity to join us and be part of this discussion on the reorganization. Versus, we know that you're going through a difficult time right now, and we hope that your mother is okay. But you let us know what you think, and then we can move forward according to what you think.
Thank you all for the consideration and just for, honestly, for the support. I truly appreciate it. We can go ahead and move forward. We can move forward. The Lord is with us, and my mother said responsibilities first. So let's go ahead and move forward. I'm here. If I get logged out, I will do my best to come right back in. Okay.
Okay, and Mayor Pro Tem, I'm going to be moving the State of the City during the presentations, and then right after public comment, I'll do the reorg. So that way, it'll give you time to still be here if you can still be here, and then if you need to sign off after that, we'll be okay with that. Are you okay with that?
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, thank you.
Okay, got it. Okay, so we'll move on to appearances and presentations. And first, we have a presentation from our sheriffs and an update.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and brief you guys on the activity over the past 3 weeks in the City of Commerce. We had a total of 43 arrests in Commerce. Out of those 43 arrests, 12 felony arrests were made. Charges included assaults, weapons violations against stolen vehicles, parole. We had an arson and numerous property and narcotics arrests. We had a 31 misdemeanor arrests. Those include traffic-related arrests, drinking in public, trespassing, narcotics, vandalism, assaults, thefts, and shopliftings. Some of the things that also happened the past 3 weeks, we had our neighborhood watch meeting in Veterans Park with myself, the captain, our operations Lieutenant Easter, and our special problems team. It was successful. The residents were able to voice their concerns to us and let us know what's going on in their areas of the Veterans Park areas, that the things that are concerning them. We also addressed some homeless issues on Randolph in Eastern area. We recently did a cleanup, but we had some issues with some homeless issues that arose a few weeks after that, and those were addressed. We also, I guess, Lieutenant Barone presented 3 weeks ago. I was unavailable, and I believe it was Councilmember Argumento requested some statistics regarding catalytic converter thefts and stolen vehicles. So I have a report for the past 30 days regarding stolen vehicles, and a lot of the problematic areas are going to be the 55 and 5600 block of Olympic Boulevard. It looks like 7,000 block at Telegraph, 7,000 and 6,000 block at Telegraph. And but the rest of them, they're all sporadic throughout the city. Some in the industrial areas and some in the residential. So a lot of the vehicles are being stolen. They're going to be it looks like they're all, most of them were full-size trucks, trucks of all kinds. We had a few pickup trucks, a few vans, and all of them, a majority of them were the all early 2000 Chevys. Here. And then I believe the question was asked, I guess there was regarding the recent recovery of a bunch of catalytic converters. I believe an outside agency conducted an operation where they found a chop shop. So Lieutenant Barone did some research into that, and none of those catalytic converters were linked to the City of Commerce. Catalytic converters are not a marked item, so it's when we have one, they're not serialized. That being said, we are in the process. I've tasked my special problems team. We're in the process right now of trying to organize a catalytic converter theft prevention event. And basically what that's going to entail is we're going to try to organize an event and let the residents know. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to put their VIN number or license plate or preferably the VIN number, so we could identify these catalytic converters in case we do stop someone, or if there is a chop shop we end up going to, or anything. Those catalytic converters will be identifiable, and we could put them in our stolen property system. So that's in the works. Hopefully we can get that going. Either I'm shooting for the end of April, maybe beginning of May. And then today we also assisted DCFS in a warrant, and we arrested one female out of that warrant today. And that's will conclude my presentation. If there's any questions, feel free to ask.
Sarge, I have one question. When you say you do put the VIN number, I don't know if you guys stamp it or inscribe it in, but can it be easily sanded off?
I'm sure. I don't know about easily. I'm sure criminals are going to do what they do to remove VIN numbers or identifying marks, but typically they're not on the catalytic converters. So unless they're specifically looking for it, but we there's been several events where we've actually done it on at other stations, and what we do is we etch it on there, on the bottom of the catalytic converter, or on the side.
Got it. Okay. All right. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions or comments?
Just a quick comment. Thank you, Sergeant Villarreal, but I don't think I was the one that made that the statistical information request. It may have come from one of the other council members, I think.
Okay,
so I just wanted to be clear on that. That's all. And I don't remember who requested that.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
All right. Got it. Okay. Thank you, Sarge. I appreciate you showing up. I believe it's almost been, I think it's been has it been about a year that you've been doing this now?
Yes. That's February was my yes, it's been a year. A little over a year.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I'm glad that we were all able to be creative during COVID and created this, and you can give us updates, and that way we get a better sense of what's going on in our community. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Sarge.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Quick follow-up question,
Yes.
Mayor. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, Sergeant, from the neighborhood watch meeting, by the way, thank you and the captain and all of the staff that was there for the neighborhood watch meeting. I thought it was very successful. It was good to see the community again out there and hearing from them on the different issues and concerns that they had. So my question is related to, there was several issues that were raised, and part of I think what some of the comments I made during the neighborhood watch meeting was that, I did want you guys to, hopefully you made notes of the different issues that we were looking at, and we were going to report back. In other words, we were going to address some of the issues and concerns. Instead of doing it immediately there, right then and there, I thought some of them needed some follow-up. And I'm hoping that we're able to put that list together of some of those items. I actually have some of the items that came up. Obviously the speeding over on Gage Avenue, right across from the senior center, the two senior centers there over near Zindale and Pacific. And yeah, it's absolutely true. There's ongoing problems that we've had for many years, and they continue to this date. But there's nothing really that we can do there. Continue patrolling, that sort of thing. But right now, I think we have a good opportunity, I think, with the development project over on Gage and Zindel. My thoughts is if we can maybe work on putting a bridge over that area there, and this is of course not for you, Sergeant, but for our city administrator, to try to address that. In other words, bridging that gap between the senior complex and the other complex right across the street from them. And maybe even the community can utilize that to cross over. I mean, because Gage is basically, it's almost like a raceway there. I mean, people just fly down Gage Avenue. And I know we can continue to patrol, but while the patrol units are there, yeah, people are going to slow down. Maybe some people will get some tickets, but eventually it goes back to the same thing. It's always a problem. So I'm hoping that we can kind of try to address some of that down the road, not immediately right now, but I just wanted to point that out. And also we did have staff there, Ralph Vivero, who also took notes on some of the issues that were raised. But one of the other issues that came up was speeding over on Emo and over on Pacific. And we recently have had some, not the speed humps, but the little reflectors that they put on the road. And those just have not been effective at all. And I asked Ralph for him to bring that matter before, to get it addressed, to bring it to us so that we can make a decision related to that. So I'm hoping that we can follow up on that and actually install the type of speed humps that we've installed in other parts of the city, in particular the Bandini area, that have been very effective over there. And I think it's really helped. And I think it'll help over in the Veterans Park area as well. So I just wanted to point those items out, and hopefully we can get the list, if not from Ralph Vivero, on the issues that were raised, so we can try to get those addressed, and also the notes that Sergeant and his staff may have taken on during that meeting. Thank you.
Okay. Well, hello, Councilmember Argumento. Just to follow up, so what I did is I did follow up with I called everyone that had a concern. We got their phone number. We followed up with a follow-up call. I was able to get a hold of most of them. And as far as like the speeding on Gage, what we did, if you drive down Slauson and near Gage, I requested the city. I had a sign. Obviously, we don't have speed radar. That's to post there that reflects the speed, but we did put a sign. Had the city put a sign that basically telling people to slow down, traffic laws enforced, and I also assigned the Commerce Traffic Unit to conduct more sites over in that area. So he's been patrolling the area so we could address those issues. Some of the other issues we did address were like homeless in the riverbed. We actually got a compliment from, I believe, a resident by the name of Gloria. She actually called us the station and to thank the deputies for addressing that issue, the riverbed and the homeless issues. So we are following up, and we are addressing the issues with the residents personally, and that's just offhand what I'm remembering. But yeah, it is a concern. We take their concern seriously. We will try to address whatever issues.
And I know that you do, and I thank you for that. I just wanted to make sure that we somehow document that and then we follow up. So that's kind of what I was getting to, and I wanted to point out these two other items that were also raised. And Edgar, if you don't mind, I'd like to get those items on our agenda for us to discuss and see what we can do to try to address, in particularly the speeding, the humps over on Pacific and Emil, and also the try to address that issue with the senior housing, and right across the special, I forget what the other senior complex right across from over on Zindel and Gages. I don't remember the name of the other one there, but I just want to see if we can try to address that issue.
Also, remember, if I can just speak a little bit. So we do have 3 more meetings that are scheduled over the next probably 4 to 5 weeks. The next one scheduled for Bandini this upcoming Thursday And as a part of that, we were going to compile a list of questions or concerns or comments from all 4 of the meetings, and then come back and then debrief with the city council at that point in time. If you want us to come back after each of the meetings, we don't have an issue doing that as well.
For me, here's what's important. We get people to show up to the meetings, and this is something that was pretty successful before. We used to, of the issues that were raised, everybody signs in. We ask them to sign in as residents to the meeting. Then what we should do is do a follow-up. Hey, these are the issues that came up from this neighborhood watch meeting. And then formulate a response so that everybody in attendance at least gets a response. Hey, yeah, these were the issues. Here's what we're doing. So they get a little bit of an update of what's going on related to that specific meeting that they had. We can definitely do what you're talking about after we do the 3 meetings, but at minimum, we should do a follow-up. And I believe Lena was already doing some of that previously. So, you guys figure out how the best way for us to do that, but I believe the format's already there for it, and we can try to re-implement it, redo it once again. So if you guys don't mind doing that.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarge. Thank you, Councilmember. Okay, at this time, I'm gonna jump over to item number 3. I believe, Councilmember Argumedo, you have a present or a certificate that you wanted to get out. Did you want to read that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, and I think you did a little bit of the recognition at our last council meeting, recognizing volunteers that have really stepped up and gone above and beyond in doing some really positive things here in the community. And I know that each of you, as council members, have engaged in doing different activities, but I did want to recognize some people from the community that have stepped up to really do some really awesome work, I think, on behalf of the residents, the seniors at the senior complex over on Eastern Avenue. And I wanted to recognize those volunteers. They were able to basically prepare 90 meals to Commerce seniors in the Rosewood Park Senior Apartments. And I think the residents were really happy and pleased to receive the meals. They were just happy to even have people come out and visit them. I think that was part of what made it really special, the individuals that volunteered. Those are some of the comments that I heard from them. So I just wanted to recognize them, and I wanted to thank each of you for basically doing the same thing, recognizing them by allowing this item to be on the agenda to recognize them. And that is the volunteers was the residents was Raul Ilenes, Antonia Lupercio, former Mayor Lila Leon, my wife Jessa Argumedo, Sharon Rowe, Isabel Caldera, Carmen Marquez, and some of the members of the business community that collaborated in putting this together and making this a really a true success was Camila Miranda with Bridge Publications, Ann Arrow with Bridge Publications, and also Deanna McKeegue. I hope I don't mispronounce that. And also the different members that work with them from their business, Aaron Cordobez, Jules Sensky, Eva Scott, Spencer Sterling, and Timothy Brown. Also, in addition, I wanted to recognize Tamayo's restaurant because they also stepped up. They were the ones that provided the meals. So I wanted to thank the manager and his assistant there, I think, Humberto Veloso and Felipe Torres. They really went out of their way to, help load all the meals and everything in Raul Ilenes' truck, get them over to the facility over there. And also the manager from the senior center. They actually were very helpful in making sure that they assisted the volunteers and getting them to all of the different units. Oh, so-and-so's over here. These are the people over here. So they were able to provide good direction and help and assist. So truly, it was a very, very outstanding effort in the part of everybody involved. So I just wanted to recognize them. And as you did in our last meeting, this is a certificate that will be presented to each of them, and we'll get them all delivered as soon as we have an opportunity to. But I just want to thank you for the opportunity to put this item on the agenda and to recognize the collaboration of our residents, members of our business community, and I look forward to doing a couple of other things with these members and hopefully other members in the future. So thank you.
Got it. And no need to thank me for putting on the agenda. It's well deserved, and there's a lot of businesses out there. There's a lot of residents and community members that continue to support us all. So thank you all for doing what you did, and thank you, Hugo, for creating these certificates for everybody.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to move on to item number 2, which is we're recognizing our Congresswoman, Lucille Roybal Allard. We're recognizing her office. Our Congresswoman does a lot. She does a lot. I've been to Washington, and I've seen her in action, and I've seen her in action here. She's a very well-respected woman. She's been around for a very long time. But one thing that I've noticed, I mean, I've been on city council for about 10 years now, and I've been working with Kim, and I've been working with Anna all this time. And just recently, when I spoke to Kim, maybe it was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I forget. She called me about something, and we were talking, and then Anna called me, and she was up to, so they're both up to 2 different things. So then I just realized right then and there, I said, when do these 2 powerful women ever get recognized? I mean, they do so much for so many communities, and it's not just Commerce, they're everywhere. I mean, these conference calls that you guys put together with all these cities, like, you guys have so much responsibility. I know, Anna, you were I believe at your daughter's cheer game or practice while you were conducting a meeting, making things happen. So I just wanted to really give you these 2 certificates on the way out as mayor, because I just wanted to let you know that not only myself, but the city council and the residents here, we appreciate all the work that you guys do. So there you go. This is for both of you. And I'm going to have Lena, she has a certificate. She's going to read them, but I just want you to know that I appreciate both of you so much. Both of you have been such an inspiration to me since day one. You guys have been so pleasant to work with. You guys, both of you are amazing. So thank you.
All right, I'll start with the first one. Commendation of the City Council of the City of Commerce honoring Anna Figueroa for her outstanding service to the City of Commerce as a representative and the 40th Congressional District Chief of Staff for Congresswoman Lucille Roybal Allard. Whereas Anna Figueroa has been working for Congresswoman Lucille Roybal Allard for 28 years by managing the district office as a district chief of staff. And whereas Anna has extensive experience in all local district matters and also the office liaison with other congressional offices, elected officials, and nonprofit organizations. And whereas Anna is actively involved in all local matters and recently oversaw the district office move from downtown Los Angeles to the Citadel in the City of Commerce. And whereas Anna is a leading voice in advocating for civic engagement among community members in the Southeast Los Angeles region by helping to increase public participation by promoting events and organizations that educate and encourage residents to be more invested in local health and education efforts. And whereas Anna passionate about education and empowerment so that constituents can make educated decisions that will in turn benefit the 40th Congressional District as a whole. Whereas Anna is also at the forefront in the fight to bring forth common sense immigration reform. Now, therefore, the Commerce City Council hereby commends Anna Figueroa for her public service to the district and the City of Commerce. The City of Commerce extends its deep appreciation for the selfless contributions she has made to the commerce community. Signed the 6th day of April, 2021. And I have one more. Commendation of the City Council of the City of Commerce honoring Kimberly Tachiki Ching for her outstanding service to the City of Commerce as a representative and a senior field deputy for Congresswoman Lucille Royal Allard. Whereas Kimberly Tachiki Chin has been working for Congresswoman Lucille Laurel Allard for 24 years as a Congresswoman's Transportation and Commerce Field Deputy. And whereas Kimberly has extensive experience in transportation and has worked closely with the city staff on successful funding requests for transportation projects, as well as the city's Emergency Operations Center funding. And whereas Kimberly Tachik passion as a support of education and art, Kimberly leads the Congresswoman's annual student art competition, works with art teachers and students from all across the district to promote art and provide opportunities for students to have their art displayed. And whereas Kimberly Tachiki Chin oversees the Military Academy program, allowing students that are selected and nominated to be accepted on a full ride scholarship to the Military Academy of their choice. And whereas Kimberly actively participates in community events, always displayed leadership and perseverance to make the lives of district constituents better. And now, therefore, the Commerce City Council hereby commends Kimberly for her public service to the district and to the City of Commerce. The City of Commerce extends its deep appreciation for the selfless contributions she has made to the commerce community. Signed this 6 days of April 2021, Mayor Ivan Altamirano.
So the Congresswoman is happy to have both of you working for her because you guys care so much about the community and you do so much. So thank you. Thank you both. Is there anything you two want to say, or it's open? Also, City Council, if you guys would like to say anything, it's open.
Well, I'd like to say thank you so much, Mayor. This is, I feel very humbled and honored by this recognition. It's a surprise, and so thank you for this. I think I know most of the council. I know many of you that are on the Zoom meeting tonight, and it's a great pleasure and an honor to work on behalf of the residents of Commerce. I started off with the Congresswoman when she was in the Assembly, running for Congress, but as a field rep, Commerce was one of the first cities that I represented the Congresswoman in. So definitely, I hold everybody in Commerce very, very dear to my heart, and I care so much about what happens in Commerce. And I was blessed to know quite a few of the Incorporation Committee women like Eva Long and Val Bassett. And there were some of the community members that I really grew very close to and that helped me to learn about commerce and all of the many wonderful things that happen in commerce. And so thank you. Thank you for this humbling honor.
Well deserved. Okay, City Council, you guys, yes, go ahead, Kim, sorry.
I'd just like to echo and say, ditto to what Anna has said. Thank you. I'm speechless. Thank you so much. This is so nice. I mean, I was worried that, like, oh my gosh, I don't have a certificate for the mayor. Oh my gosh, I started panicking a little bit. But thank you so much. It's been my pleasure, working with the City of Commerce and, helping with transportation issues and, whatever pops up. And, I want to thank you because you have always been supportive of the events that we do. So thank you so much to all of you because, we would not be able to get the word out to the community and meet with the community without your support. So thank you so much. And just a quick announcement. Just wanted to make sure that everybody knew about the Cella vaccine site at the Rio Vista YMCA from April 7th to 10th. I just saw the email today, and I'm sorry I can forward you the information, but just wanted to make sure that everybody in Commerce knew about this. So, but again, thank you so much. We're very fortunate that the Congresswoman allows us to do the things that we do. No matter how out there they sometimes are, but we do it because we love the community. So thank you so much.
Got it. So I hope everybody recognized that while we're recognizing them, they're still working and giving us information to benefit our community. So thank you. All right. Okay. Well, we're going to be then moving on. It looks like there's no more comments, so we're going to move on. So thank you both. I appreciate both of you being on this council meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
All right. We're going to move on to the State of the City update. So if we can put the presentation up, please. All right. Well, first, I just wanted to really recognize and I acknowledge actually my wife, Susie Altamirano, because this mayorship has probably been the hardest that I've ever gone through being on city council. I mean, not joke. I don't say this jokingly, but through all the recalls, through all the ugly elections, through all the ugliness that sometimes this brings, it also brings beauty. But this one was different. This one, through the year, broke my heart several times to see the community suffer. So just want the community to know that. And we can go to the next slide, please. Yes, we are the model city. We really are, but we're the model city because we do it together, right? We do it together. It takes the community, it takes all the city council members, it takes the employees, like I had mentioned today in the Tree of Remembrance, that the true heroes are the employees that went out, that created a difference. Like no matter what, they were risking their lives and providing for us. So I throughout this presentation, I do just want the employees to know how much I appreciate everything they've done. Next slide, please. Well, this is us. We all know who everybody is. Councilmember Arquimero, we have Leonard Mendoza, council member, we have our Mayor Pro Tem, Aurora Boyo, and we have our Councilmember John Soria. Next, please. And I just want to say it's been a really pleasure uniting with you this year in my mayorship. I want to thank each and every one of you for being there, for putting our differences aside and really working hard for the community, to continue to create for the community. So I really want you guys to also feel acknowledged and know that I'm very appreciative for you guys not making things difficult for me, but help me by pushing me forward. Today we had the Tree of Remembrance, and this was heartfelt because I think that dedicating this tree and having banners with our residents that we lost during COVID, I think that it really started to sink in today, because it's just really been, I didn't have time to grieve or time to stop, but I just felt like I've been running and running. And I think in the beginning, it seemed like COVID really missed our city. We were on lockdown, we were safe. But then towards the end, it seemed like it started really attacking and taking from us. And I remember, I did say this earlier, I remember the first one was when I was following my friend on Facebook, Denise Castro, where her dad was sick, and I think he was sick for over a month until COVID took him, and that broke my heart. And throughout there, we've had numerous residents lose their lives. The last one that I heard about that really broke my heart was when 2 residents about 3 weeks ago were knocking on my door, and they were trying to keep their mom and their wife alive. She was in her early 70s and lived in the Sheila apartments, and they were trying to keep her alive. They knew that there was no hope, but they were trying to keep her alive because they knew that if she passed before they had money to bury her, it was going to be a lot more expensive. That really broke my heart. But when I was able to get her to our city manager and Vilco and our staff. They were able to provide funds and connect the family with the right people to move them in the right direction. So I'm really grateful for the 2 residents that came to my home to bring this to my attention, and I'm very grateful for the city and the monies that we were able to use. I believe were from cannabis businesses, and I really want to, although it's mercury, right? I mean, it's like Mercury Waters, people don't like it and people do like it. We have to acknowledge that they were there for us this entire year, and really the funds that they were providing, and the funds, I'm not just acknowledging them, it's all the businesses, but I'm glad that God gave us the opportunity to be able to have than not have. Can I please have the next presentation? Next slide. I want to acknowledge, our partners, our partners, our businesses. I want to acknowledge our council. I want to acknowledge our neighboring cities. I want to acknowledge all of you for really pushing for our community to get the vaccines, to make us safe. I want to acknowledge Altamed. You guys were in the front of the line, trying to make a difference and to save lives. And in different areas, we caught heat. You caught heat. We caught heat because of the decisions that we made to really save our community, and not only our community, but it was open to the world. So I want to acknowledge Altamed for that as well. I want to acknowledge the Citadel right now. What they have there in front of the Citadel, they have a testing site, and you take your insurance, and it takes just a couple of minutes, and within 24 hours you get your results. So I want to acknowledge them for continuing to do that for our community. Can I have the next slide, please? Wow. Okay, I saw this. That's my grandfather there. That's my grandfather. He passed away 17 years ago, but he fought World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. And when after Vietnam, he moved to City of Commerce, and many of you know him because he sat in the front yard, and many of you stopped and spoke to my grandfather. And I always took him to the Veterans Day in Veterans Park. So it was very, very significant event for me. But what happened here was that the city still went to acknowledge our veterans, even though COVID was present, even though it seemed like we weren't going to have these events. But Mike Arvizo, he's probably not watching this meeting, but I'll let him know that I mentioned him, is that he was my baseball coach when I was a kid, and he's a veteran. He was in the Army. So I really wanted him acknowledged, and I wanted him to feel special and know that we care about him, that the community cares about him. That's why I did that. So to all the veterans out there, I really hope that you received the phone call, that you were acknowledged. And if not, we're acknowledging you now. Can I have the next slide, please? This here, we had food. We were so abundant in food, but we were so abundant in our employees, in staff, stepping up and really working events like this, but also delivering to seniors. I can't even tell you how many meals, and I would like to have an update on how many meals were delivered and given out. I just want to acknowledge all the employees again for everything that they did. And however we got the food, whether we had to pay for it or there was some donations, I want to acknowledge all of you that it donated. Can I have the next slide, please? This is still continued. I have there's our mayor pro tem. I believe that's our mayor. Yeah, that's our mayor pro tem, Oralia Boyle, where she was handing out eggs. It looks like there was some drive-throughs, and the top picture there's employees, and it looks like they're having a meeting. They're getting ready to continue to give out food and donations. And I have a picture there of my wife because in the beginning, we it was difficult. We were getting calls from residents, and we were getting calls from seniors, and it was so difficult for people to get to the market or do things. And we were abundant. We were able to get to Costco. We were able to get to a market called Restaurant Depot, and we were able to buy things in abundance. And I want to acknowledge our council member John Sawyer for he borrowed the car to get into the restaurant to also continue to buy things and deliver. And there isn't too many pictures here of council member Soria, because every time we're going to take a picture, he said, Ivan, I don't need any pictures to show what I'm doing. I'm just going to continue to do this silently. I just really want to acknowledge him and his wife, Miriam. They really did a lot for our community. And again, I just want to acknowledge my wife too, because she has such a big heart, and she just would remind me daily that there was something we needed to do for the community. Can I have the next slide, please? That's the left pictures from the senior center. All the meals are getting ready to deliver, and the employees needed to get together and bag stuff and take a week or 2 weeks worth of food. There's some foods that some of the local businesses were contributing, and we were able to pick them up. And I think our Mayor Pro Tem continues to send them out to different areas to donate. So again, all the businesses that continue to give, I acknowledge you again. Thank you so much. Can I have the next slide, please? Now, this one was a good event. This one, we have our council member John Soria and his wife Miriam Soria and my wife, and a lot of my commissioners and some residents decided, let's get together and let's do something for Christmas. And we had so many toys donated, and we had a taco toy drive, and it really, really was so successful. And I mean, we had people pull up crying, saying they didn't have presents, or they were so thankful, which opened up our hearts. We had Steve Vieska dancing there. We had his granddaughter that really showed up and looked at the toys and said, wow, can I have toys? But then she turned around and saw that the gift was in the giving, and that was very powerful to see and experience. Can I have the next slide, please? That's on the left. That's all our volunteers. At the end, we made it. I do want to say thank you to the CSOs for keeping us safe and keep track. They had traffic moving. So thank you for that. We couldn't have done it without you. Next slide, please. This is here. We put Hugo, our council member Hugo Argumento. He would show up to some of the graduation drive-bys, and so I'm glad that he was doing that. He was a lot more involved. I was trying to locate some more photos, but I'm glad that all of you were involved. But right now, Argumento, I'm acknowledging you for doing what you did. I know that I saw many Facebook photos. You were getting like diapers and things that people needed. So just again, I want to acknowledge you and your wife for doing that. And there's I have a picture there of Councilmember Mendoza. He would show up to a lot of the stuff that was going on in the streets and making sure that they were doing their job. I had a couple more pictures here that there was some road stuff that was messed up. He would show up and look, this is the result of what he's created. So thank you, Councilmember Mendoza, for that. And there's our Mayor Pro Tem again with a senior that we actually lost, and she was a really, really good senior. She loved to dance, and I'm sure she's danced with all of us at some of the senior events. Can I have the next slide, please? There's that's when we had our Halloween drive-through. That was amazing, and that's one of the things that I always like to acknowledge our staff, our Parks and Rec. They're just so creative, and it was such a cool thing. I've always wanted to bring back the haunted house, but I think that this here topped it. So I really think that we should definitely continue to do things like this. And there's during Christmas, we have Councilmember Mendoza's family there, and we have our Councilmember Soria's family there as well. Can I please have the next slide? This picture is a very early picture when COVID first hit and the masks were scarce. And Councilmember Soria, I don't know where he got these masks from, but I mean, I was grateful to have one because we were looking for a paper mask, and he then took one to all the sheriffs because they were in the beginning courageous, you know, going out there and serving our community with no mask and serving in East LA. And there are some sheriffs that did get COVID in that station, but I just want to acknowledge Councilmember Sawyer for doing what he did. That was very kind of him and moving to protect our sheriffs. Can I have the next slide, please? This one here. So this one, last minute, I was working on this one here because during COVID, nobody was out, and we had an artist come by and do some street art. And I think I had posted on Facebook, and then I had Eric, which is Camila's dad, reach out to me and ask, can you guys take my daughter? And I said, absolutely, let's do it. I'll talk to the artist. We'll get her. We're gonna paint this one day. So before I acknowledge Camila, what I wanted to do is I wanted to acknowledge Crystal and Eric Casillas, because your daughter, just her way of being, I mean, you can tell that she's brought up by some very, very good parents. You know, she was very respectful. She's ambitious. She has a very, very bright future. And I just want to acknowledge both of you for the parents that you two are. And I also want to acknowledge your mom, Lupe Casillas, because she showed up to sit with us and watch her enjoy that day. And it was just awesome to see family, right? To see something different, because we just all been on lockdown. But Camila Audrey Casillas, what I wanted to say is we got you a little certificate. We're gonna send it to you, and I'll have the city clerk show it. But I just wanted to say that you have such a bright future. Don't let nothing ever stop you. Just the passion that you have for art and the passion that you have for life. I mean, you are just so bright. I was amazed, and I'm just gonna follow what you do, you know. And those wings that he painted, there was a resident that said, well, what about for my kids? So there was 3 painted total, for one for adults, one for like a 13-year-old or 10-year-old, then another for a toddler. But I remember you talking to this artist about doing some wings, and there you go. So never give up, and continue to be positive, and continue to listen to your parents. That's what I got to say, because you have such a bright future. Let them guide you. So again, thank you, Eric. Thank you, Crystal. And thank you to the grandma, Lupe. Thank you for raising such a good child. All right, can I have the next slide, please? So there's our senator. I met with our senator a couple of times, and I just wanted to acknowledge him for everything that he's done for our city. I'm sure I can't begin to imagine how difficult it was for him. But I also, to the right, she was the mayor, Alejandra Cortez. She was the mayor of Bell Gardens, and I just want to acknowledge her because she would show up to our events. She didn't have to show up, but she would show up just to give, just to help. And that's what's good about having great neighbors. So she doesn't know that I put her up here on this photo, but I'll let her know. But I just want to acknowledge her, and I want to acknowledge Bell Gardens for always staying in communication with us and always asking if we need things. There's a lot that you guys recently did for City of Commerce. I want to thank you for that. Is there any more slides, or that's it? I think that's it, right? Let's go to the next slide. I think we're done. So I just want to say that I thank you. Thank you to all of you. I think that this is the time when the entire world shut down, and we lost we lost a lot of people. We lost a lot of people. I have family that we lost. We have friends and commissioners. It was just heartbreaking. But I thank God that we are where we are, and I pray to God that He continues to give us strength and heals us, and that we're able to open by summer. That I pray that we're going down the right path for our kids, because it's all about our kids. And with that, I just, again, thank you all. Thank you to my parents for, getting me in on a Zoom meeting. My mom telling me she's going to spank me if I'm not on my best behavior. I love my mom. I love my family. I love all my friends that acknowledge me. Man, I really don't have anything else to say, but Leonard, thank you. Hugo, thank you. John, thank you. And Oralia, thank you. And wow, Bob Archuleta is calling me. I don't know why he's calling me, but he probably saw the video and said, why you put that handsome picture of me up there? I'm not sure what he's going to say. But again, thank you. And I want to thank the residents for trusting me to do what I've done so far with City Council, for entrusting me to do this. And again, thank you, Council, for trusting me on putting me as mayor during COVID. What I want to do now next is I want to go to public comment, because I have a resident that showed up that wanted to give a public comment, but I think I'll give it to Lena, and I think there's a letter that you wanted to read, and then I'm going to put the resident on public comment, and then we can move on to the reorg. Let's do that. So I'll go ahead and open public comment.
Dear Mayor Ivan Altamirano, and this comment is from Yvonne Sandoval. We want to thank you for your leadership, strength, and heart that you've served this community with as mayor during this last year. You became mayor shortly after the pandemic began. During the past year of unprecedented change, fear, illness, and concern, you and our city council made sure that our community was safe and remained commerce strong. Last summer, when our city was facing looting and threats were coming to the Citadel and Commerce Casino, you, along with the city council, worked with our sheriff's department and our community residents to make sure that we protected every child, senior, employee, and community member. With my daughter working at the Emergency Operations Center, I knew she, like many employees, would be safe. When our world was going upside down, your leadership and courage helped keep it right side up. God works in mysterious ways, and fate would have it for you to serve our city as mayor during a pandemic. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. We have many sons and daughters of commerce, and I know from a parent's heart, your parents are so proud of their son too. To your parents, Mr. and Mrs. Altamirano, Sir, and your wife, Susie, thank you for standing by our mayor. Family is the backbone, and we honor you as well. Once again, thank you for all your hard work and for getting up and taking care of our city day after day. We appreciate you. Sincerely, Yvonne Sandoval.
All right. And before we move to the next one, I'm gonna put my mask on, and because Yvonne is here, so she just brought something. She wants to come on public comment, so we'll do that. I'll bring her here. And then,
hi, everybody. Want to say hello, and this is for Ivan.
this
This is
for me.
for you.
So she brought me some balloons.
This is for your wife,
This-
Susie.
Thank you.
For all that's done along with you and stood by you and supported you. And I want to thank you for all
Thank you.
your work.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Much appreciated.
All right, I kiss you, but we can't right now.
So this is, so she brought flowers for my wife, which I very much appreciate. Thank you so much, Yvonne. Thank you so much for your kind words. They're very heartfelt. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ivan.
Thank you. Is there any other public comment?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. The next one is from Laura Logan, President of SME Local 773. Good evening, Council. Last year, the employees agreed to help out when the city had financial burdens due to pandemic. Full-time employees took a 14% reduction. Now that we're in a better place, it is time to start giving that money back to the employees. No employee should have to work 2 jobs or side jobs to survive. This reduction was caused great hardship on several of our full-time employees. With all the revenue in place, the casino open and doing well, the cannabis industry is flourishing, we should be in a better place to make things right for our employees. 1 job should be enough. I have one more public comment from Carmen Marquez. She's our commissioner. Honorable Mayor and council members, my name is Carmen Marquez, 2578 Fidelia Avenue, Commerce. I serve on a school side council community member. I would like to take this time to share news about one of the informative events held at Rosewood Park School. Check out this site. Website is rpe-monabella USD-CA schoolloop.com. This link is very easy to use link for parents, guardians, caregivers, and community to acquire current information regarding what's going on at the school site. Then fantastic, dedicated, and famous Mrs. Garcia, principal, and her talented teachers produced and are featuring in a STEM, science, technology, engineering, art, math video. After the video presentation, a live Kahoot game filled with questions regarding the scientific concepts presented that night through the theme of transportation. The top 3 winners received prizes. The evening was opened with a quick panel welcome from Principal Gladys Garcia activities, followed by a presentation. Parents, guardians, and community members have access to the Rosewood Park School homepage, which is filled with important information regarding what is going on at Rosewood Park School. Thank you for all you do, Carmen Marquez. That was the last public comment.
Thank you. All right, public comments now closed. So I'm going to move on to the reorg. And Lena, I'll let you update the items that are going to be pulled for the next mayor, okay? I know it's 13, 19, but they're going to forget. So I'll let you do it during the next moves, okay?
Okay.
All right. So we'll go ahead and move on to the reorg. And I just want to say that whoever's mayor, I trust that we're going to be in good hands, and you have all the support here with the rest of the council and staff to continue to move the community and the city forward. So with that, I'll put it out on the table and allow someone to make a motion to appoint someone for mayor.
Are the nominations now open? Or,
Yes.
Yes,
if
this is
that-
sorry.
yeah.
This is a time for somebody to make a nomination for the mayor, and
Okay,
then we
good.
need a second and majority of the council.
If there's no other motions, I would like to nominate our council member Leonard Mendoza. I just think it's a good opportunity to give him that chance to serve as mayor. I know most of us have already had that chance, and I think it would be a great opportunity to give him a chance to lead our city during this time. And I know that we'll have the full support of each of us, just as we've always provided that support to every member of the city council in leading our city. So I would nominate Leonard Mendoza.
Okay, there's a motion, and we need a second for the roll call, please. With no one saying anything, I'll go ahead and second that motion. Can I please have a roll call?
Councilmember Argumedo,
Yes.
Councilmember Mendoza,
Yes.
Councilmember Sawyer,
No.
Mayor Pro Tem Boyer,
Hello? Can you
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Boyer, there was a nomination. Okay. And
Oh.
Mayor Altamirano.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Yes, thank you.
Leonard Mendoza, mayor, you're the mayor now. Congratulations.
Thank you, everybody, for the opportunity to serve. It was a pleasure when every single one of you was nominated. I was very glad to support Mayor Rebollo on the first time around, and Councilmember Argumedo, Councilmember Soria, and Mayor Altamirano. You've done a great job during the pandemic. You know, it was an honor to have you as a mayor, and you led us through a tough year, but I can say so far it's been a successful year. I just want to say a little bit about me, given this opportunity. It's been 30 years in the making or servicing our community. As many of you know, I was a city employee for 22 years, where I began my service to the community in March of 1992. I started as a maintenance helper, part-time, and I promoted all the way up to painting and graffiti crew leader, and all the way up to July of 2014. Since then, I've worked with the school district. Currently, I'm with the city of LA. During my 22 years with the city, original founding member of the library fundraising committee, before the scholarship program, you know, we try to get some scholarship going, selling cookies and cupcakes, and you know, on the low amount before the very successful scholarship program came on. Also, as an employee, I was a former chairperson, vice chairperson of the employees committee, which was the committee that organized all the picnics, the Christmas parties, and the years that I served was the first years that we came up at a surplus. I also served about 10 years with our employees in the union, with the Local 347, CIU, CEA, Commerce Employees Association, and recently with ASME Local 773 as a member, as a shop steward, department rep, and executive board member. Also did another 10 years with the search and rescue team, which responded to the 2003 trail derailment over on Ferguson Drive. Also a member, I was a captain of the Neighborhood Watch program in my community for several years. A member, vice president, president of the United Family of Bristol Park. Some of the things that got me really involved were the opposition of the 710 expansion that was going to displace 243 families in our communities, in the Bristol Park community, Bandini Park community. Also the railroads, they were idling for years and years on Astor Avenue and Noak Street in Bristol and Bandini. And we were able to oppose them up in California and Sacramento with the CARB, California Resource Board. And there we were able to get 4 new clean engines into our community, and we slowed down the idling. The last few projects that I've opposed was the building of the 743 megawatt electric plant that was going to be built in the city of Vernon. The air was going to bring the pollution in here and kill 12 of our residents each year. So we've been able to save many of our residents there. Also the Excite, if you guys know the Excite Technologies battery recycling building or program in the city of Vernon, contaminated our communities for 30 years. After 30 years, we're making them accountable. I work with these communities for environmental justice to make sure that we make them accountable. I was a outreach coordinator out in the streets getting those permits for our homes to be tested of the lead concentration. Again, these are some of the things that I've been involved for 30 years. Never did I ever think I was going to run for city council. This is something that never even crossed my mind. You know, I really want to take the opportunity to thank our Lord for giving me the opportunity. I'm not only serving as mayor this year, but also giving me the opportunity to get here. You know, I never thought I was going to reach 50 years old, but God has given me the opportunity to get here. It's taken 30 years. I want to thank all the council members that have served before me, Mayor Leon, Lila Leon, Mayor Cervantes, Jesus Cervantes, Mayor Tina Vaca del Rio, also Mr. Art Navarro. Our current council have also served as mayors, as mentors to me, Mayor Argumedo, Mayor Rebollo, Mayor Soria, and right now Mayor Altamirano. You guys have given me a lot of experience, a lot to work with, and thank you for counting on me. I also want to go ahead and thank my immediate family, which we're known as Team Mendoza. My sister Sylvia Mendoza, Alicia Mendoza, Maribel Mendoza, Liliana Mendoza, David Mendoza, and Kimberly Mendoza. I also want to thank my mother and my father, Bernarda Mendoza. And I just want the residents to know that during 2017, my campaign, me and my father weren't really talking, not really getting along. And me being in council has really solidified the father and son relationship that we have built. I want to thank my father, Pascual Mendoza, for all his work and for having faith in me. I also want to thank my extended family, the Madrigales, my father-in-law, Jose Luis Madrigal, my mother-in-law, Carmen Madrigal, brother-in-laws, David, Junior, and Hector, my nephews and nieces. Again, my extended family, the Sanchez. There's too many of them to mention, but I want to make sure that my the Paez, the Rodartes. There's just so many of my family members and a lot of our community members that throughout the years have become family. So again, I want to thank you. I want you to know this is not us or me being the mayor. It's me being the person that you guys have always counted on and supported. I'm going to be here. If I work hard, I want to be working harder. Again, I don't want to forget, because I always do, my immediate family, which is my son, Brandon. Thank you. You've been there for me, and hopefully you're proud of that. Leilani, you wanted me to be mayor, and you said that one day I was going to get here. Here we are, Mama. And the number one, special thanks to my wife. In 2017, when I ran, a year before I ran, I wanted to make sure that she was okay with the negative and positive attention that was going to come my way, and she was there. We've been through some really, really tough times. She's been there with me. Again, she's my better half. She's the one that keeps me as straight as she can. And I want to thank her from the bottom of my heart, and just hope that in the future years, she say I'm able to make her proud. Again, thank you to my colleagues. Thank you, Councilmember Argumedo, for the motion, and all my colleagues that supported it. Thank you, and I'm ready to work. Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. You are welcome. But you're the mayor now, so you can run the show now.
Mayor Altamirano, I just wanted to say that, typically we would give that during the ceremonial item, but you will get the plaque indicating the year of your service, and I'll put it in your office.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So, Mayor Mendoza, you got to go to the next item, and you're on mute.
Well, it will be the time also to nominate for the mayor pro tem.
Yeah. Okay. So Mendoza, you're off of mute now. So,
we're going to be nominating. We're going to open up the nomination for vice mayor, mayor pro tem. Nominations are open.
All right.
I would like to nominate vice mayor, mayor pro tem Oralia Rebollo for vice mayor, mayor pro tem. Do I have a second?
Councilor Argumedo, you're muted.
Second, sorry about that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Can we, City Clerk, can we get a roll call?
Councilmember Argumedo,
Yes?
Councilmember Altamirano,
yes.
Councilmember Soria,
Yes.
Mayor pro tem Rebollo,
Yes, thank you.
and Mayor Mendoza.
Yes. That's motion carries, motion passes.
Mr. Mayor, am I able to say a couple of words?
Yes, I was going to open up the floor for the Mayor Pro Tem. Mayor Pro Tem Rebollo, go ahead.
Thank you. First of all, congratulations to you on this new role. I wanted to give you my full commitment that I'm there to answer questions, to be of support of you in your new role. With that, I do want to say thank you to our outgoing mayor, Mr. Ivan Altamirano. This year has truly proved to be, I think, one of the most testing years for a lot of us, for every single one of us as leaders, as humans, as neighbors, and you've definitely, shown this community what I've always known about you, right? Is that you have a big heart and that you truly care about people. And I know that there's always going to be ugly politics, but at the root of everything, you always care for people, and it is very evident in your leadership style and in how you and I could have been at odds, but the minute you found out that my mother was ill, you reached out to me and you took her soup, and that truly speaks of the caliber of human that you are, and I truly appreciate that because we have learned to put politics aside and to lead by the example that our mothers gave us, and I will forever thank you for that, for the caliber of heart that you have, and this was a very trying year for our community, so I thank you for leading with compassion and for allowing all of us to lead alongside with you, and thank you for showing us that that unity is important, and I think that this year we all have united together, and so I just wanted to say thank you for your leadership, and we truly appreciate the mayor that you were this past year. So with that, congratulations to our new mayor, Mayor Mendoza. Like I said, you have my commitment to support you in your new role, and I thank you for nominating me to continue to serve in my capacity as the vice mayor. I thank Councilmember Hugo Argumedo for seconding the motion, and to my two colleagues, Councilmember Altamirano and Soria, for supporting that. So with that, thank you again.
If I can, I would like to open up the floor again because I want to give the opportunity to Councilmember Argumedo and Councilmember Soria if they want to say anything to the mayor. I think we skipped that portion. We jumped into the second nomination, but I do want to offer them an opportunity to make a comment towards the mayor. And if you want to follow it up with making any comments to the vice mayor, that would also work.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for the opportunity. I'll go ahead and take advantage of that, and hopefully our other council members will follow suit after me. I just want to extend my sincere congratulations to you, first of all, on your election as mayor, and I look forward to working with you, continuing to work with you. I really like the very positive changes I have seen over the last year with you and your family, and you have my full support. I also want to extend my thanks to our outgoing mayor, Ivan Altamirano, for obviously it's been a very difficult year, as we all know, and we've had many losses here in our community. Thank you for just being out there and all the different contributions that you have made. You've shown great leadership during this difficult time, and we've all indicated and have known that, hey, look, we're all in this together, and we're gonna get through this together. And I'm really happy to see that things are beginning to turn around, and I'm hopeful that just like you and everybody else, we're hoping that we can open things up back to normal as soon as possible so that we can get our community up and running at full speed. But obviously we still have a couple of hurdles as we get through this pandemic still. So, we have a ways to go here, but nevertheless, I see light at the end of the tunnel. But overall, I just want to thank you, your wife, and for all of the great work you've been doing out there on behalf of the community. Thank you so much. And for our Vice Mayor, Rebollo, thank you for the outstanding leadership and great work you've been doing on behalf of the community. I love to see all of your posts on Facebook and the great work you've been doing out there. You've just been phenomenal in terms of reaching out to different organizations, putting events together, and whether it's toys during Christmas, your different events that you've been putting together. I think they've been extremely successful, and I wish you well and continued success in all the great work you've been doing on behalf of the community. And you've been a strong leader, and I love your ability to communicate that to the community. I really think you've done an outstanding job, and I look forward to you also leading us in the future. So thank you, and those are my comments at this time. You have my full support as well to work with you and our new mayor, and I'm here if you need any advice from me or you need support from me. I'm here to work with you. Thank you. And that goes to the other council members as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Argumedo. At this time, I would like to offer the opportunity to Councilmember Soria if he wants to say anything to Mayor Pro Tem Rebollo, to our outgoing Mayor Altamirano, or to myself, giving you that opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Mendoza. I just want to share a few words to Mr. Altamirano. You know, most people, when things get hot and heavy, they usually run in the other direction. But just as the pandemic was roaring and at its peak, you laced up your boots and you dug in to be the mayor and to lead us in a moment of crisis, and that speaks the volumes of the person that you are. And so I just want to commend you on a difficult year. I think you look a little bit grayer. You're kind of like the outgoing Obama look. I think you should have used a little more updated photo on your little setup there, so we could get a true look at your battle-tested appearance there. But no, thank you so much. Thank you for your leadership. I know it's been a challenging year, to see this, to see our economic engine shut down and to really be in a moment of uncertainty. And I just want to thank you for your leadership in crisis. The fact that you continue to demonstrate humanity in all that you did and ensuring that folks were cared for. And even in a moment of civil and social unrest, you maintained a calm and cool and collect demeanor. And I think a lot of that is that's just who you are, but also, as you referenced, right, it really speaks to the support mechanism that you have in your lovely wife, Susie. So I want to thank the both of you for your leadership, for your example, and for your character in these difficult moments. And again, just thank you to our board of our governing body as a whole. Definitely a difficult year, and despite the difficulties, we've managed to continue to keep the city moving in a positive direction. And so, looking forward to what the future has for us as a city, as we move out of the challenges and we move into a moment of recovery and restoration, and looking forward to the good energy that lays ahead for us as a community. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Again, I want to thank Mayor Pro Tem Rebollo, Aurelio Rebollo, for all the hard work. The community is very, very appreciative. I know I'm getting a lot of calls thanking me, and I know it's most of the work. You're the one that's doing the hard work with the vaccines, with the COVID-19 vaccines. You're doing a great job. Also with the food baskets that are going into the community. I'm getting calls of residents thanking the city council, and I want to make sure they know that it's you that's putting this work ahead of us. Again, we're looking forward to a successful year, a year of progress. And at this point, we're going to move forward. We're going to go over to consent calendar. We have items 4 through 16. At this point, does any council member want to pull any of the items?
I think we're supposed to pull item number 13, but we'll verify that with our city clerk. And
Yes, staff is requesting to pull items 13 and item number 19 from the scheduled matters.
Okay, since we're in consent calendar right now, we're gonna pull item 13. Do we have a motion? Or
Mr. Mendoza, if I may, can we also pull item number 15, just to get a brief presentation on that item in regards to the rent subsidy? Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna pull item 13, 15, and 19. Okay, so at this moment, consent calendars, item 4 through 16, we're pulling 13 and 15. So that would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, pulling 13, 14, and 16. Can I get a motion to accept the items?
I'll move.
I got a motion.
Second that.
We have a motion and a second. Can I please get a roll call?
Councilmember Argumedo,
Yes.
Councilmember Altamirano,
Yes.
Councilmember Suri,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ribur,
Yes.
and Mayor Mendoza.
Yes. At this point, we're going to be going into item 13. Who will be reporting on item 13?
Mr. Mayor, item number 13 is pulled to a later date.
Okay. Go to a later date. Okay. And now we're gonna go to 15. Same thing. To a later date.
No, 15, they requested a update on that.
Update. Okay. Can we please get an update on item 15? Who'll be reporting on 15?
Unmute yourself, Beatrice, unmute.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Mayor Mendoza, for the opportunity to talk more about this item. For this item, I will ask Moira Garcia to go ahead and come on and let you know the status of it and why this item is before you today. Thank you. Moira?
Hi, good evening, Council and Mayor. So we're asking for an extension of participants in the rent subsidy program because of the need of rents increasing and also and that their income is not increasing. So we're asking for an additional, at this time we have 28 participants, 23 from Rosewood Apartment Complex, and we're asking for an additional 7 to the amount of 35. This would mean that we would have 7 participants added from the waiting list. We have a waiting list of 7 at this time. And they would be, the city would go ahead and pay $300 of their rent each month. Is there any other questions that you would like for me to answer or concerns?
I think Councilmember Soria asked for an update. Do you have any questions, Councilmember Soria?
Thank you, Mr. Mendoza. Yeah, thank you, Moira, for the update. I just wanted to get some clarity on the item. It's definitely truly needed there. I think one of the biggest challenges, I just wanted to be able to speak into the item because I know that we really had some challenges specifically with the Rosewood Park senior apartments. I know that I recently had a conversation with our legal counsel, Norma and Noel, and we were in communication with Mr. Angelo Logan, who's one of the founding members of eShards and really takes a vested interest in some of the things that involve our community, especially as it relates to our seniors being one of the most vulnerable. And we were just discussing what the opportunities were to find a way to really have a true impact there at the Rosewood Park seniors, because it's very discouraging. Every time we increase the subsidy amount, then that entity ups the rent, and so it really defeats the purpose of what we're doing. And so I'm 100% behind this item this evening. The need is there, but we really need to, as a council, we really need to find a solution to what's taking place there, because I'm sure they're watching this evening and they're identifying that we're going to increase. I believe we're at $250 at the moment. And so we're going to increase that to 300, and we're going to increase the amount of participants to 7. So, I as supportive as I am of this item, I'm also very apprehensive because I know that of these participants, at some point here in the near future, there's someone with a calculator identifying how they're going to be able to take this additional $50 or $300 from the new participants. So, I really beseech my colleagues, our professional staff, legal counsel, to really wrap our heads around this issue. I mean, if we're really vested in this demographic of our community, we really need to provide some protections to them because they are the most vulnerable. We heard these conversations. Actually, we're very fortunate that the community benefits program has been generating monies for this endeavor, but every time we increase it, right, we find ourselves in a situation where now their rents are being increased as well. So I just wanted to get a brief update on that. Thank you, Moira. Thank you, Beatrice. And definitely would like to see if Norma and Noel, legal counsel, we can get an update on our previous meeting and see where we're at and see what type of path we can carve going forward to ensure that we begin to put some real protections in place for our most vulnerable in the community. Because again, as great as an effort this is, at some point these folks are going to get their rent raised again, and this $50 cushion or the $300 cushion for the the newly added 7 is not going to be enough because they're going to find themselves with their income maxed out once again. So we really need to find a solution here and provide some true protections. If there's folks that we need to go out on a limb for, these are the ones. It's our seniors, and we really need to protect them in their in their twilight years. The last thing that they should be worrying about is income or where their next meal is going to come from. We definitely need to provide that assistance and protection for them. So, Maura, thank you for the update. And legal counsel, at some point here in the future, if we could get a report back on the things that we discussed in the not so distant past and see where we can really put some teeth into what we're attempting to accomplish and provide some true protections for this particular demographic in our community.
Yeah, we'll do, Councilmember Soria. And I know that what we were looking to, and also Mr. Logan was going to facilitate getting some information and documentation to our office so that we can actually observe what patterns were existing, such as the patterns that you were mentioning, so that we can adequately address and get in front of it. So we will work with getting that information. We'll also reach out to staff to make sure that if we bring it back, it's comprehensive and that we're talking to all the kind of stakeholders and the staff that are involved in this matter.
Yeah, and I know that data is pretty, I don't want to say sensitive, but it's a very delicate pursuit, right? Because by providing that kind of information, whomever that resident may be exposes themselves to the potential for eviction or harassment. So I know that, Mr. Logan mentioned, that there's these concerns, and I think we've all been apprised of the situation there. But we really need to find a solution here, because otherwise we're going to continue to just increase the amount, and then there'll never be a true solution there other than just every so many months or every so many years increasing it from 300 to 350, 400. And so where's the backstop? So definitely we'll circle back with Mr. Logan. If that information isn't available, we'll see if there's any other avenues that we can try to pursue to identify the data that can show us the patterns that are taking place there with some of those residents. Thank you so much, legal counsel. Thank you, Moira, for the presentation.
You're welcome.
If my colleagues don't have any questions or comments, I would move to approve this evening. Thank you so much.
Mr. Mayor, if I may, I have a question, Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead, Mayor Pro Tem Rebollo.
Thank you. First of all, thank you, Moira, for the information. I'm sure there was a presentation, but I'm phoning in, so I cannot see anything on the screen. But I do have 2 comments, and I would agree with Councilmember Soria. It's not a question, it's more of a comment to legal counsel. I know that we have brought this up in the past, and there was a study done. We had a moratorium. There was a study done on this particular apartment complex. We looked at the idea of senior protection. So if you can dig up all the stuff that I believe Noel was working on it, and just kind of to remind us, what happened with that, why it wasn't feasible to move forward. That would be important as well. And I would agree that it's time for us to do something, right? And if I remember correctly, our hands were tied as it relates to this particular apartment complex. So I think that this is the perfect time to look at the fact that we need more senior housing. We need affordable senior housing. And this is our opportunity to do it. We have the city owns property. And I know that there's been discussions and there's some people that are, not very much in favor of affordable housing and whatnot. But this is our opportunity to really help those folks in that particular housing unit. That it's honestly, in my opinion, the solution to this is for us to build affordable senior housing. Is for us to look at our properties. Is for us to partner with the nonprofit organization that builds senior housing. And that is the solution. And to me, that is a solution that I see. So I just wanted to throw that out there. And yeah, so just, as a reminder, we have that information that we had looked at of gosh, I want to say maybe 2 or 3 years ago. So if you can just give us an update on why wasn't it feasible to move forward, and but yeah, those are my comments, Mr. Mayor and City Council. I think it's time for us to really look at, the real solution is for us to build senior housing on city property. That was it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Councilmember Argumedo, you had a comment?
I did, Mayor. Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity there. Yeah, I just wanted to touch bases on the item on the agenda. Obviously, we're all very supportive of our senior community and this item in particular. We reinstated this not long ago. I mean, as you know, the program was being phased out, and we reinstated it. Not only did we reinstate it, but back on June the 19th, 2018, the City Council increased the senior rent subsidy program to $300 per month for each participant. So what's being increased now is we're increasing it from we're going up to 35 participants now from the currently 28 participants. So that's what we're doing now, which is great. I'm glad that we're able to do that and help a couple more residents. But thank you, Councilmember Soria and Vice Mayor Rebollo, for your comments on the fact that, yeah, we need to absolutely take a look and address this. We did have that moratorium, as you touched on. We did do I believe we passed the rent control ordinance as well. And I think at one time we also made legal counsel available to those that may be having some problems, that were maybe being evicted. I forget, there was some resources that we had provided. So maybe those are part of the things that we need to do short term, or something that can help those residents there, making sure they're aware of the laws related to what the things that we've done. And yes, Council Member or Vice Mayor Rebollo, you're absolutely correct. We absolutely need to take the opportunities that we have before us and try to address it by creating those senior housing. I think it's within our reach, and we should do it so that we can be able to help more of our seniors in our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Argumedo. Councilmember Altamirano, do you have any comments regarding this?
Yeah. Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I did. You know what? I do have a couple of comments. Number one, it's kind of piggybacking off of what Councilmember Argumedo said, that we did provide some legal advice. We had someone, I forget what their names were, but we did connect them. But what I experienced and what I brought forward to staff, and I don't know if staff remembers, and I'm not sure what we can do about this, is that even though we brought legal, the management or the owner of that building said he didn't care what direction we were moving, and he continued to raise their rents and made threats on whoever was complaining or reporting to us that they were going to get evicted. And some people did get kicked out, and some people continue to get their rents raised, and so their voice was like diminished. They're scared to speak. So I'm not sure what we can do about that. The owner moved boldly and did not care. And in result, nothing happened. Exactly what he thought was going to happen is exactly what happened. Nothing. No one did anything about it. So that's that. And moving. What was that?
Sorry to interrupt your comments there, council member, but you know what? Maybe we should have a discussion on this during closed session and have legal counsel make a presentation to us on this. That way we'll be able to have more, we can discuss this a little bit further and have more information, I think, and actually we can openly have more of a discussion on this. It wouldn't be a bad idea for us to do
Good idea. Okay. And my second comment was going to be that I'm glad that we're moving this forward, because one of the persons that's on this waiting list is the person that I spoke about in the State of the City, is the one that lost his wife, and he doesn't have a job. He was really rolling downhill, and I'm glad that the city is providing stuff like this. And thank you, Moira, and thank you, Edgar, for meeting with him and connecting with him and making it possible for him to take advantage of these programs that we have. I appreciate you guys. That's it.
You're welcome.
I think it was a motion. There's a second. If not, I mean, I second it if there's no second.
Let me just make a quick couple of comments. I had the opportunity to work with Mayor Pro Tem in the green zones, and in the green zones, one of our priority, and I'm going to say mine and Mayor Pro Tem Rebollo, was looking into a lot or a place where we can build senior housing. I think we were focusing on the moratorium and also on the rent control. The problem with the rent control was that somehow the Roseville Park apartment management, they were able to put a 3%, and I think it's in the contract, where every year they're allowed to raise their rent up to 3%. And that's basically where, I don't know if we missed it or how it went through, but that's how they're, if we give them a $50 raise, what is 3% of $1,000? It's $30. So they're basically going to eat up every year, however we go up. One of the priorities was in the green zones for us to look for a location to build affordable senior housing. Hopefully when we do have people that are interested in building affordable senior housing here in the city of Commerce, we get a full consensus or support from the full council. Again, one of my priorities, and I use as an example, in the city of Maywood, on 56th and Atlantic, they have a senior complex there. And since they went up, I've been driving by it, and I go around Maywood asking some of the residents what do they think, and it looks like it's working for them. The only way we're going to be able to have a true impact on the Roseville Park apartments is if we give them competition. How do we give them competition? By start building projects that are affordable, and we start moving some of those people that are having problems in there into an affordable program. And I guarantee you, we'll get a little more cooperation from the complex. No matter how much money we keep on upping on the program, they're going to keep on absorbing it. And I think Councilmember Soria is right. We're not really getting nowhere. So again, let's look into building the affordable senior housing. And again, when we have developers that are interested, let's get behind it. Again, now we'll open up we have a motion in a second. Can we get a roll call?
Councilmember Guimede,
Yes.
Councilmember Altamirano,
Yes.
Councilmember Soria,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Rebollo,
Yes.
and Mayor Mendoza.
Yes.
Mayor Mendoza, if I may just briefly touch on that subject, just to echo some of the things that were being raised. In conjunction with Mr. Domich and Mr. Cisneros, we will make sure to put something together I do think that we've been addressing this matter, but it's been addressed in piecemeal. So I think with having a presentation, as you've all indicated, I think this gives us the opportunity to see what has been done, what has not been done. And by looking at everything that has been addressed, we can probably pinpoint some of the loopholes that exist so that we can see how we can address them. So I do think it's a good idea to make some type of presentation so that we can put in one comprehensive report everything that has been done thus far. And again, be able to make recommendations at this point.
Legal counsel, do you think that 2 weeks will be good enough for us to put it on the agenda for the next council meeting in closed session? Just so we stay on the subject?
Yes, because these are all things that we have done in the past. So it would just be a matter of putting it all together. Obviously, there was a comment about maybe bringing it to closed session. I would have to make sure to verify, obviously, that it falls under the closed session parameters. But at least in terms of providing an update of what has been done so far, that's reasonable to bring it to the next meeting.
Okay, that sounds good. If we're not able to do it in closed session, as long as we get an update by next council meeting, I just want to make sure that we're moving forward. And even if it's a small presentation, at least the conversation is continuing. And the following meeting, we can continue with the conversation. Thank you, legal counsel. We're
Thank
going
you.
to move to item 17.
Thank you.
Who's reporting on 17?
Our Public Works Director, Daniel Hernandez.
Thank you, Mayor Mendoza, members of the City Council. So I'll be providing the reoccurring report out on this item. So as we've indicated in the previous meetings, by 4/5 vote of the City Council, there is a need to continue the actions authorized by Resolution 2117 for the emergency demolition pursuant to Public Contract Code Section 22050. As indicated in our last meeting, the notice inviting bid period closed on March 17th. The bids were open publicly on Zoom. We did receive 7 bids ranging from $159,000 to $553,000. The low bid was submitted by American Wrecking. In the staff report, we did provide a table of the 7 bidders. American Wrecking Inc. was deemed the lowest responsible bidder based on our bid analysis. On the 18th, the agreement included in the NIB was sent to American Wrecking for signature, bonds, and insurance. We provided the executed agreement as attachment 1 in the staff report. American Wrecking started the abatement this week and intends to complete the abatement work by next week. As previously discussed in regards to the site condition, trespassing continues to be a problem, but it doesn't appear that they've breached the building. The rear lot continues to be a concern that requires constant monitoring. At this point, I'd be happy to answer any questions that the council may have.
Thank you, Mr. Hernandez. Does any council member have any questions regarding the item? Hearing no questions or comments, can I please get a motion?
I'll move. Councilmember Altamirano.
Second.
I have a first and a second. Can we please get a roll call?
Councilmember Argumedo,
Yes.
Councilmember Altamirano,
Yes.
Councilmember Story,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Boyer, Mayor Pro Tem Boyer,
Yes.
and Mayor Mendoza.
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, motion passes. We're going to move over to item number 18. Who'll be reporting on 18?
Honorable Mayor.
Oh, there he is.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, Jose Jimenez, Department of Economic Development and Planning. Here presenting before you an item regarding a resolution to rescind the certification of the final environmental impact report for the Citadel Outlet expansions, as well as the 10-acre development, along with the EIR State Clearinghouse number 2016-091024. The action, Council, this evening, 3 items. One, again, is a resolution to rescind the final environmental impact report for the Citadel Outlets expansion and the 10-acre development project along the Telegraph corridor and then adjacent to Washington and Telegraph, as well as a resolution to rescind the mitigation monitoring and reporting program and the statement of overriding considerations. Second, you're going to conduct a first reading of an uncodified ordinance rescinding Development Agreement 18-032, as well as conducting a first reading of Development Agreement 18-033. So just very quickly, City Council for background. Back in 2019, the Planning Commission, along with the City Council, considered a development, the expansion plans of what is the Citadel. That would include the primary campus, or what we call the 26 acres, as well as the 10 acres off to the corner of Washington and Telegraph. The Planning Commission considered and recommended to the City Council action back in May 29th of 2019. Shortly thereafter, on July 16th, 2019, the City Council approved all those actions, as well as the certification of the environmental impact report, its mitigation monitoring plan, and as well as the statement of overriding consideration. Shortly thereafter, in August of 2019, the city, along with the applicant, was given notice of a lawsuit from Creed regarding the actions undertaken as discussed this evening back in July of 2019 and May 29th. And so the legal process then took over, and then in November 25th, there was an application to rescind from the applicant from 2019. As we all know this evening, we've heard it a few times, COVID-19 really hit not just us here in the community of Commerce, but the nation, the world really, and it forced the applicant of the Citadel expansion, Craig Realty, to really reconsider their proposal. They submitted their letter to us back in November, citing again economic challenges due to the pandemic. And so shortly thereafter, and in February, he went before the judge. The applicant went before the judge to kind of stipulate, enter into a stipulation to dismiss the lawsuit, again citing the concerns regarding COVID, as well as the financial challenges of the proposal at this moment. So part of that stipulation in February called for the rescission of all the entitlements that were considered by the City Council back in 2019, and we would have to rescind those within a 90-day shot clock. So from February through May 27th is our 90-day window where we have to go back before the judge showing proof that we were able to rescind the entitlements. But in essence, what it means is all the approvals associated with the 26 and the 10 acres will be removed at this. Any future development will be subject to a new set of standards, guidelines, and so forth. So that's pretty much my recommendation this evening. Again, we are asking the City Council to, one, adopt a resolution to rescind the EIR, as well as the mitigation monitoring and reporting program, as well as the statement of overriding consideration. And again, conduct first readings for the rescission of the development agreements that were associated, one with the 26 acres and the other with the 10 acres. With that, will draw my presentation to conclusion. I am more than happy to answer any questions. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Jimenez. Do we have any council questions from the council, or any concerns, comments? Hearing none, can I get a motion to accept the item as recommended by staff?
I'll move Altamirano.
Second, Soria.
We have a motion and a second. Can we please get a roll call, City Clerk?
And just for clarification, Mayor, I believe Council Member Altamirano was moving on the recommendation, which would be item 1, 2, and 3. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. Recommendation.
Thank you.
Councilmember Guimeda,
Yes.
Councilmember Altamirano,
Yes.
Councilmember Soria,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Boyer,
Yes.
and Mayor Mendoza.
Yes, motion passes.
And Mayor, please, I need to read the title of the ordinance. We have two, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Commerce approving and adopting the decision of development agreement number 18-032 between the City of Commerce and Citadel Holdings Group LLC and Washtel Commerce LLC, which would have allowed for the development of a 26-acre parcel for the improvement and expansion of the Citadel Shopping Outlet Center. And the second ordinance, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Commerce approving and adopting the rescission of a development agreement number 18-033 between the City of Commerce and Citadel Holding Group LLC and Washtel Commerce LLC, which would have allowed for the development of a 10-acre parcel at the corner of Washington Boulevard and Telegraph Road, Washtel, for commercial, public, facility, and industrial purposes.
Mayor Mendoza, Mayor
Yes.
Mendoza, if I may, as to that matter, if we can make sure that we make a friendly amendment on the adoption of the ordinances so that that the motion includes waiving full reading of the ordinance and reading by title only, which Ms. Shanaway has done on the record.
Okay, do we need a vote on it again, City Clerk, or just a consensus?
No, can we please have an actual motion on that and get a vote on it, please?
I'll move again, Altamirano.
I'll move on it. I'll second on it.
Councilmember Argumedo,
Yes.
Councilmember Altamirano,
Yes.
Councilmember Sawyer,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Rebollar,
Yes.
and Mayor Mendoza.
Yes. Motion passes. Item number 19 was pulled. So that'll take us to council reports. I would like to start with Councilmember Argumedo.
Mr. Mayor, we have also item organizational assignments for council members.
Oh, there we go. One more item.
Number 22.
Okay.
And I just want to make sure, sorry, Mayor, legal counsel, are you okay with the fact that 19 was tabled? I believe we said pulled earlier, just for the benefit of the council and the community. Wanted to just make sure that we're okay that it was tabled this evening.
Yes, I believe staff asked that the matter be tabled.
Perfect.
On the mayor, if I may, on these, if it's okay with you, I wanted to stay on the sanitations board. That's really the only one that I'm asking for.
Is everybody okay with Councilmember Altamirano staying on the sanitation?
Can we have, I'm okay. I think it's fine, but let's have check with the legal counsel or actually Lena, because I believe by default the mayor serves as a representative, but let's get a response on that, please.
Yeah, this is like a requirement of the sanitation district that the mayor automatically becomes a representative on that organization, and the alternative could be anybody from the city council, but automatically the next meeting the mayor is supposed to attend.
If I'm okay with Altamirano serving as the alternate, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, thank you. I've been serving there for, I think, like 4 or 5 years. I've been the alternate and sometimes the main, but yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Tina, is there a way we can go through the other committees and then just mention what council member is representing? And then as a council member, they want to continue like that. I don't have to ask if they're okay with it or not. If let's say for example, the first one's the California Cities of Self-Reliance is Council Member Soria. If somebody else wants to represent, then we can go ahead and vote on it. Opposed to, I think it'll be just faster. Just like the way we did it right now. If we have,
If I may, Mr. Mendoza, if I may, actually, due to work and school responsibilities, I'm actually requesting to step down from that post this evening. So that post doesn't need to have any questions raised. You can proceed as you would like on that item. Thank you.
Okay, starting with the California Cities for Self-Reliance Joint Powers Authority, Councilmember Soria says that his commitments are not, he doesn't want to serve. Do I have any other council member that wants to serve on this board?
I'd like to serve on there.
Okay, I'm okay with it. Everybody okay with council member Argumedo serving on the California Cities for Self-Reliance?
Yes.
Okay.
Councilmember Altamirano, you're the alternate, and obviously due to my current work schedule, I may call on you to attend in my absence if necessary. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move to the California Contract Cities Association. We have Mayor Pro Tem Rebollo on it. Would you like to still serve on this one?
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming that they're gonna allow us back in, but I don't think, are we still even members of that?
No.
No, we're not, right?
We're not.
Assuming that they would allow us to go back in, I would love to stay on there.
Is there any way we can look into it? I know it's been almost over a year, and I think whatever issues they had, they're probably happy to see that we're still interested in joining it. I know I would really like to go to their conferences. So can staff look into, see if there's like a probation or whatever it is that we need to serve, and if not, if we can reapply to be members, if the council's okay with it. I know I really did enjoy their conferences. Is the council okay with us looking into see if we can become members again? Because I would really like to have a representative from our city there.
Mayor Mendoza, I'll chime in only because I happen to hear that there were discussions about commerce returning over at the Contract Cities Association, either at their board or with their leadership. So they are exploring it if the City of Commerce is willing. And I'm not sure if it's a partial or a full reinstatement, but they did sort of ask if we reach out to the City of Commerce, is the City of Commerce interested? So it seems like at least one member is interested, so I can report back.
Okay, can we go ahead and report back and say that we want to be members again, and that Mayor Pro Tem Rebollo would be our representative? Maybe that'll help us out.
Will do.
Thank you. Well, moving on, we're gonna move to the Central Basin Water Association. We have Councilmember Altamirano serving on it. You want to serve on that one, Councilmember Altamirano?
Yeah, you can leave me on there, so whenever there's important issues, I'll get called in. Thanks.
We got Councilmember Soria as an alternate. Would you like to be the alternate, Councilmember Soria?
That's fine.
Okay. Moving on to the City Selection Committee. Again, we have Mayor Pro Tem Rebollo. It looks like.
So that one is by default to the mayor.
Okay.
So that would be yours. I could stay as the alternate if you would like. But the mayor usually has the authority to make be the deciding vote. So we could put you as the member, and then I'll be the alternate if you can't make it to the meetings.
Councilmember Argumedo, you're the alternate there. Are you okay with Mayor Pro Tem being the alternate?
Sure, that's fine. Unless the vice mayor would like to be the alternate, I'm okay with that too.
Okay, so we'll have her as alternate. County Sanitation, Mayor Altamirano. I totally forgot. I work with the sanitation department in the city of Los Angeles, so it would probably benefit me to understand what's going on in the county, so I can understand the county level, and because I do work at the city of Los Angeles sanitation, so I'm a painter by trade, so I really don't know what you guys do at the sanitation. If I can be the representative, if you could be the alternate, the odds is that you're probably going to be attending those meetings more than me, but I would at least want to make my presence and understand what is that you guys do there. Would you like to serve as my alternate?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. So now we're going to move to the Employee Task Force. We got Mayor Pro Tem Rebollo. Would you like to serve?
Sure. I don't think we've ever met, but yeah, I'll stay on the.
Awesome. Gateway Cities Council of Governments, the COG. Again, we have Mayor Pro Tem Rebollo.
I would like to stay on the COG. Thank you.
Councilmember Soria, you're the alternate. Would you like to stay as an alternate?
That's fine. Thank you.
Awesome. Moving on to the Greater Los Angeles County Vector Control. And I don't know what it is about mosquitoes that I really, really like. So I would really like to stay on if it's okay with the rest of my colleagues.
Well, your term doesn't expire until 2022, so it's another year.
Awesome. Okay. I-5 Consortium, we got Councilmember Soria as a rep. Are you okay with serving on the I-5, Councilmember Soria?
Yes, I can continue to serve on the I-5.
Awesome. We got Councilmember Argumedo as the alternate. Interested in
That's
serving
fine.
as the alternate? Awesome.
That's fine. Thank you.
I-710 EIR, EIS Project Committee. We got Councilmember Argumedo as the rep and me as the alternate. Are you still interested in serving as the rep?
Yeah, I would be fine with that. We haven't met in a while since all that construction on the 710 now, but yeah, I'll be okay.
Project, huh?
Huh?
Since they're almost done with the project, we haven't met.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll gladly serve as your alternate. Moving on to the League of California Cities, we got Councilmember Soria and myself as the alternate. Councilmember Soria, are you interested in serving in that one?
Yeah, that's fine. Unless unless you want to take that over or someone else wants it, but I have no mind. I don't mind remaining.
Okay, awesome. And I'll serve as your alternate. Going to the Southeast Water Coalition, JPA, I got Mayor Pro Tem Rebollo and Councilmember Soria as alternate. Are you both interested in serving?
Yes, I would like to stay. I'm currently serving as the chair of the water board, so I would like to stay. Thank you.
Okay. Councilmember Soria as alternate?
That's fine.
Awesome. Okay, moving down to our last committee, which is the Southern California Association of Government SCAGs. And that would be Mayor Pro Tem Rep and Councilmember Soria as alternate. Are you both interested in serving there?
If somebody else would like to take over the SCAG representation, I'm okay with that. And if nobody is available for it, I'll stay on the board.
Alternate, Councilmember Soria?
I'm willing to remain as the alternate if as needed.
Okay, awesome. I think that that takes care of the last item, which is item 22.
Mr. Mayor, excuse me. I think we skipped California Joint Powers Insurance Authority, JPIA. It's the number 3 from the top.
1, 2, 3. That's not the one that we were talking about letting them reinstate us?
No, that's California contract.
That's California contracts. Okay. On the California Joint Powers Insurance Authority, we got Councilmember Soria. Are you interested in representing?
Yes.
Okay. And I will serve as your alternate. Is that all, Lena?
Yes, that's the.
Okay, that completes the 22 items on our agenda this evening, taking us to the council reports. At this moment, I would like to start with Council Members Hugo Argumedo.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I just wanted to, again, just point out that we did once again return to our neighborhood watch meetings over at Veterans Park as was reported earlier. I don't need to be redundant on that, but I do want to follow up on those items that were raised, more specifically related to the speeding and us having a discussion related to a solution on getting people across from those 2 senior complexes there. So I look forward to having that discussion and figuring out a way to address that. People on Gage just, it's a continuous problem, and it's one of those things, again, that we haven't been able to really get our hands around, and I'm hoping that we can come up with a creative way to address this. Also, I wanted to touch on the Easter program that our Parks and Recreation did a phenomenal job of putting on over at Rosewood Park. My wife, myself, and the kids, of course, more of the kids than each of us really enjoyed it. They did an outstanding job as usual, and it was fun, and we enjoyed the pictures that we took, and all of the candy, a little bit different from what we've done in the past, of course, related to this whole COVID-19 restrictions. But overall, it was done very, they did a great job, just overall paying attention to all of the safety parameters. And I want to extend my sincere thanks and gratitude to our director and his entire staff. So great job, guys. Let me see. Mayor or Council Member Altamirano, great job, by the way, on your Tree of Remembrance celebration today. That was very touching, very well done. And, you know, I really feel for, you know, all of the people that have been touched and you know, with loss to their families due to COVID-19. And I think that was a great way to recognize and remember the many members of our community that that have been affected by COVID-19. So thank you for that. And I think that is all. Let's see. Yeah, on a personal note, I just want to let you all know that my sister Letty, who all of you know, many of you know, is suffering from. She was recently diagnosed with colon cancer. And she's right now going through the process of hopefully getting treatment, properly identifying, what her options are here, and hopefully getting proper treatment. And our thoughts and prayers have been with her from the beginning. And we feel that, we're gonna, her whole family more recently, they all contracted the COVID-19 and survived, including my mom. And thanks to her, it was, they all, got through it. It was very tough. It was difficult. But I feel that she's strong, mentally and faith-wise. And I think we're going to get through this. So I just want to ask that you just keep my sister in your thoughts and your prayers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilmember Argumedo, for sharing your personal situation. Let your sister Letty know that we're with her. She's been with us for many, many years and participated with us. So let her know that she will get our full support. Thank you.
Thank you.
At this moment, I want to move up to Councilmember Altamirano.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilmember Argumedo, our prayers here in my family are with your sister. We have been in communication with your brother Hector. We have made a contribution towards her treatment, and our prayers and hopes are that she heals. And we'll definitely stay in communication with your brother, and we're here if your family needs anything.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. And second, I just wanted to say congratulations, Mayor Mendoza, to you and your family. I'm looking forward to moving the city forward. And congratulations to our Mayor Pro Tem for remaining in her position. Thank you for all you do for the community. I appreciate all the kind words from all of you. And yes, Councilmember Sawyer, my hair is getting grayer and grayer. And I think it's time to buy that men's dye thing. And I'll take a new picture just for you. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the community. Thank you again for allowing me to serve as your mayor and allowing me to continue to serve as an elected official here for almost 10 years. I appreciate you guys. So let's stay safe and thank you. That's the end of my reports. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember Altamirano. Moving on to Councilmember Soria.
Thank you, Mr. Mendoza. Yeah, just again, I just want to reiterate, as we begin to move towards some of the more lax tiers here in LA County and California, just to remind our community to continue to remain vigilant and practice the guidelines. The only way that we're going to truly be able to get out onto the other side of this pandemic is to maintain these guidelines and ensure that we don't find ourselves in a position of being too lax or too complacent and moving ourselves into future lockdowns or restricted statuses. So let's be safe. Let's continue to be responsible for one another. We're responsible for ourselves and practice the guidelines, and hopefully we can get out of this pandemic sooner rather than later. And then I just want to take a moment to wish my grandmother a happy birthday. Yesterday was her birthday, 87 years. So Teresa Mesa, I just want to wish you a happy birthday, let you know that we love you, I love you, and we're grateful to have you as the matriarch of our family, still kicking and going strong, and we're looking forward to many, many more years of you in our family and in our hearts. And so again, happy birthday, Grandma. We love you. And that's my report. Thank you, Mr. Mendoza.
Thank you, Councilmember Soria. Moving to Mayor Pro Tem Rebollo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just wanted to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for being patient and super supportive of our family situation, and just ask the community to please continue to keep my mother in your prayers. God is good and he does answer prayers, and I believe in the power of prayer. So Mr. Councilmember Argumedo, I will definitely keep your sister in my prayers, because the Lord definitely has answered a big prayer for us today as my mom continues to look healthier. So thank you to everyone for the outpour of text messages, support. We tried to be as private as possible, and I hope that everybody can understand that. My mom is a private person, so we tried to keep everything very private, but thank you all for your support. It truly means a lot to me, to my village. Thank you for making sure that my little Daniel had the best, has been having the best time during his spring break during this difficult situation for us. But so thank you. I'm super appreciative of our community, of my village of friends, the City of Commerce, Parks and Recreation, who was put on this week of spring break activities. So thankfully, Daniel gets to have a little bit of normalcy, even though things might be a little hectic or crazy or sad at home. So I'm super appreciative of Parks and Recreation. The same way that it was for me when I was growing up, it helped me keep a sense of a normal lifestyle or normalcy in my life, even when things were rough. It now trickles down to my son, and it just reminds me of how incredible our community is, and it just continues to remind me of why I'm where I'm at, and why I continue to do the work that I do. And it's because this community that has raised me is now helping me with my son. And I know that it's been the same for a lot of us that sit on the city council, right? We all have families, and we have seen it not only manifest in us, but now we see it with our children. So I'm eternally grateful to my village and to Parks and Recreation for, because just like me, I know that they've provided this for many, 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 many families. I wanted to remind the community that we do have the Cela vaccine center in the city of Bell. And now with the qualifications kind of opening up more, be reminded that we do qualify to go here to the city of Bell. I have the information on my social media. The city has posted it on the social media platforms. But also this week, there is a vaccine here in the city of Maywood. They will be doing the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which will be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I posted it on my social media. I'll make sure to, and I believe the city also posted it on their platform. So if you would like the opportunity to have the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which is only one, there is an opportunity this week in the city of Maywood. And Councilmember De La Riva has shared that information with us, and it's been opened up to the City of Commerce. So with that, I just wanted to remind everyone that if you would like to get the vaccine, there are opportunities for the City of Commerce. I would like to share my personal experience and just say that I did get vaccinated as well. I just Friday took my second dose, and I'm feeling great. And my mother, my niece. So if you're able to, definitely take advantage of this opportunity to get vaccinated, and we are doing great. So again, thank you, everyone. Please continue to take care of each other, continue to pray for each other, and continue to keep my mother in your prayers, because God is definitely answering them. So God bless everyone and have a good night.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Rebollo. I want to begin by again thanking my colleagues, Councilmember Argumedo, Councilmember Soria, Councilmember Altamirano, Mayor Pro Tem Rebollo. Thank you very much for your support as mayor. Again, all you guys have served as mayors, so don't be surprised if I reach out when I have any questions. Hopefully I can count on all four of you. Again, you guys have served, done a great job, and I expect to fill your shoes also and do a good job. I forgot in thanking one of my mentors, even though I'm older than this person, ever since I met her, she's been a mentor to me. I look up to her, and I should have mentioned her when I was doing my thank yous, and I just thought about it right now, and it's Joanna Flores. You know, it was ever since I met her, her educational career, I was very impressed. And about a year and a half ago, she got her PhD or PhD on in education. And again, it's weird because being that she's younger than me, it's hard to see, but you know, we have a lot of young, bright individuals in our community, and I'm so very happy to call her my friend and my mentor. I want to thank her publicly. I also want to let our staff let them know they're doing a great job, specifically with the advertising of our restaurants. So far, it's been Lucky Guy Burgers, Il Saggio, Corner Express, Tacos El Charro, and Chris Burgers. And I can attest that I've eaten in all those 5 spots, and they're great. Also, thank you for keeping you know, our site, commerceeats.com. And I encourage our residents to continue eating in our restaurants. So after this pandemic is over, we have Sergio's Burritos and the different restaurants still open. Let's make sure that we consume. We're always looking somewhere to eat because that's the only thing we could do right now. You know, you can't go anywhere, but you sure can go to the corner, either get a Sergio's Burrito, a Chris's Burger, a Lucky Guy's Burger. Stay away from the suicide burritos. I hear those are great, but stay away from them. Also, I would like for staff to really keep our community updated when it comes to the opening. We're opening up to the orange tier, which is going to be, I believe, up to 50 people. Specifically, the Parks and Recs, please keep our residents informed when it comes to our aquatorium, to our gym, our sports programs. Please be on top of it because I believe all 5 council members are getting questions. When is the gym going to open? When is the pool going to open? So if we do our Commerce Facebook, keep our residents updated. And again, fill us in and what it is that you guys need when it comes to staff, funding, to open up the programs as smoothly as we can, of course, following the guidelines. Moving on, I want to go ahead and, I don't know if it's too early, but I know in the last month, I've been receiving such a good report regarding our graffiti crew. I know about a month ago, I got a call from Jose Real, lives up on Toto Street in the Bristol Park area. And he was really, really happy with the graffiti removal. His son's house got hit up with some graffiti. He called it in, and within half an hour, the graffiti crew was there and did a real good job. He really wanted me to mention it. I did in the last council meeting. Then David Rodriguez on Facebook posted some graffiti removal that was done in the Veterans Park area. And him too was praising the graffiti crew on how fast and a good job they did. And then in the Neighborhood Watch program that we attended at Veterans Park, I heard a couple of residents from the Vista del Rio community thank the city for the graffiti removal program. So if staff thinks it's appropriate and my colleagues are in agreement, I would like to see if we can go ahead and give a commendation to our crew just to motivate them during this pandemic. Let them know they're doing a great job, because it's always, you know, it took them too long, or they didn't do this, or they didn't do that. It's rare when you're hearing so much positive reports out there. And like I said, within the last month, I've heard of 3 positive comments coming to our graffiti crew. So we can look into giving them a commendation as a crew, let them know that they're doing a good job. And all our employees during this pandemic are doing a great job. But like I'm saying, in the last month, that's what I've been hearing a lot. So I think we can look into that. Also, I want to tell our council member Argumedo, you know, again, I think I said it earlier, we stand with you, your family, and with your sister Letty. I want to say the same thing to our Mayor Pro Tem Rebollo. We'll be praying for your mom for speedy recovery. And know that you have any kind of support that you need with us. I'm pretty sure the full council feels the same. And just let you guys know that we will be praying for your sister, Councilmember Argumedo, and for your mother, Mayor Pro Tem Rebollo. Again,
Thank you.
You're welcome. And again, thanks to my colleague. You know, I'm looking forward to this year, and I'm gonna need a lot of the experience that you guys have, and hopefully you guys can help me, guide me through my year as mayor. Thank you. Any other comments before we close session? We close the meeting. If there's no more comments, we're gonna adjourn to, that would be April 20th, 2021 at 5 p.m.
Great.
We're adjourning.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, and God bless our city.